Okay, so there has been an unbelievable amount of people that I've seen on Lucy, on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere basically, who are talking about suicide and self-harm. And I just want all of you to know how fucking important you are to the world, and that no matter how many times you are put down, stepped on, kicked in the dirt, and left, you are fucking perfect. Coming from a total stranger, I guess I don't know how much it'll really mean, but I know for me it meant a lot. I believe in you guys so much, each and every single one of you, and I want you to know that what you're going through is only temporary. I mean, although it might not be over today or next week, please believe me when I say it gets better. And I mean, I know that sounds cliche, but I know how absolutely horrible it feels to be down about yourself on every aspect, because I've been there. I do that for self-harm. I've had suicidal thoughts. I know what it's like. I mean, I guess I don't know if you can see it. I can't see them. My camera kind of stuff, but I don't know. You kind of get right there. They're not bad, but it's just I know what it feels like, and it might take a while and not be discouraging, but in my situation, it took 3.5 years about, but it got better. I mean, please stop taking me down on yourself. I know that from experience it provides temporary relief, but it really isn't worth it ever. I mean, honestly, you constantly have to worry about somebody finding out about them, or I mean, there are so many other healthy alternatives, I'm sorry, I can't talk. Alternatives besides self-harming and wanting to die. You are fucking beautiful, and if you die tonight or any other night by your own hand, it's just, I don't know. You don't deserve to go out like that, because you were brought into this world for a reason. And even if you haven't discovered that reason yet, you will. And I promise you that what you're going through is not going to last forever. If you're having problems with mom and dad at home, or kids at school, or a sibling, or a boss at work, it's like, you're not going to have to deal with it forever. It's not worth hurting yourself. The anger that you have towards them is not helping by taking it out on yourself. I mean, it's like those kids at school, you won't have to deal with them once you're out of school. Hell, you go on to live a successful life full of promises and wonderful opportunities because you didn't let them win. You will prove to them that you don't have to put up with that. Like, and prove to them, rise up and be like, oh yeah, you know what, fuck you, I didn't give in to you. Like, there's so much more to life than letting them do that. And it's like, okay, you rise up, you be successful, and where are they going to be? Stuck in the same position of putting somebody down to feel better about themselves. If you're having trouble, like I was having kind of issues with my stepmom, I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but if you're having trouble with mom, dad, stepmom, stepdad, foster family, siblings, whatever your case may be, it's not going to be like that forever, and it's not worth hurting yourself or wanting to die. When you're 18 years old, you can be out of that house with the people who are you and move somewhere completely different, maybe on the opposite side of the world if you so choose. So that was going to be my plan, but, you know. And it's like you can go there and live the rest of your life in happiness and not have to deal with the people who hurt you anymore. And I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm speaking to you, but I know how terrible it feels to be down on yourself. And I know that it's just... But if you want to get better, then you have to work at it. And I'm sorry if I sound like a hard ass for saying that, but you're not going to get better if you don't want to. Like me, I relapsed. This last time, the cuts that I have here, you can't see them, but the cuts that I have there were made a couple of weeks ago because I relapsed. I had 63 cuts between my two wrists, and I was careless because I wanted somebody to find out, because I wanted help. I left my sleeves up on my sweatshirt on accident, and one of my mom's friends found out and saw them, and she called me out of my room and made me show her my wrist. And when she found out, she asked me if I wanted to hurt myself, and I told her yes. And she asked me if I wanted to go to the hospital, so I spent about 2.5 days in the hospital working on that. And it's like, every time I woke up, I would run my hands across my wrists, the cuts that were there, it would just be like, no, this isn't me, this isn't you know, I didn't do this, it's just a dream, when I wake up everything's gonna be fine. But, so, I mean, honestly, if you haven't self-harmed and just had thoughts, don't do it, please. It becomes an addiction and you don't want to give it up, and it's not, you don't need it. Like, and if you are self-harming, I believe that you can get better, that you will do this, and it's like, so if you can't go back from that first cut or burn or whatever, and trust me from personal experience of what I've seen, it's gonna get worse. Don't think that you're gonna be able to control it, and I'm not trying to sound like a bitch, but it will get out of control. Like myself, I thought I would be able to control it, because any other time that I self-harmed, I only made a couple of cuts. It was only 2 and they weren't deep, but then I went to this and was 63 in one sitting. Like, that was horrible. So if you haven't taken it to your body yet, just please don't. And I'm sorry if it looks like I'm looking over here. I'm a terrible speaker, so I had to write stuff down, so I apologize about that. But don't do it now or ever, because you are fucking perfect the way you are, and you don't need to prove anything to anybody by hurting yourself. It provides temporary relief, I know that, but it is not worth it. You sit there and you just, after that, you just have to sit there and be like, okay, well, I have to worry about hiding this now because I don't want people to see. It's like, no, you need to get help, you need to get better. It's not going to solve anything by just being there, and I believe that you can get better. I don't know how much it means, because a lot of you guys don't know me, but it's like, I really truly believe you guys can do this if you want to. And if you're somebody who has struggled with self-harm before or had suicidal thoughts, I want you to know that you are fucking gorgeous and perfect just the way you are, regardless if you have scars or if you scratched or cut or burned or did anything else. You are fucking perfect, and nobody should ever have to go through that much pain. So you take something to your beautiful skin and body to eventually hurt yourself, because you are all worth just so much more, and I can't even express it, and this probably just sounds like rambling, but it's just, there's so many people who are sad, and just to be ready to give up at such a young age. Don't you want to be able to look back and be like, yes, I beat you, I beat this, I rose up against this, and I won. I'm better than that. You know, it's like, you are strong, and your scars are not something to be ashamed of by any means. Like, I'm proud of mine. I'm not covering mine, and that makes me, like, I kind of feel like an attention whore for that, but it's like, I'm not ashamed of my scars. I'm not gonna scar, so I didn't cut deep, and I felt like a pussy for that. But, like, it just, please stay strong. It's not worth it, and anybody can always message me or talk to me, because you guys know that I will listen. I've tried to help a lot of people before. I guess some of them have told me I've helped, otherwise I don't know, but I try, because I know what it's like to do that, and it's like, I know it's not fun, and I want everybody to get better, and I don't want there to be sadness, and I know the world doesn't revolve around what I want, but it's like, if everybody could just be happy, it's like, if you're sad because other people's ignorance, they don't matter. What they think doesn't matter, and how cliche that sounds, I know, but letting them, what they think, get to you, just rise up and do the exact opposite, just piss them off. Honestly, like, that's what I did, and it's like, I know what I did is not always going to work, obviously, I'm sorry for that, but if you just rise up and beat them, everything is, it just prove to them that, you know what, the problem is, I don't need this. Like, prove to them that you are worth it. Don't give in to them, don't let them win, because then they're only going to have the satisfaction of knowing that they tore you down, and you don't need that. You can rise up against it and do better things in life than do that. I mean, I'm sorry for turning you a rant, but there's so many people who are ready to die, and it's really sad, and I love you guys. This is a really pretty part, oh my goodness. But I love you guys, okay? And I don't want anybody to ever hurt themselves on here ever again, so please think about it the next time before you take a blade to your skin. Because I didn't, and it landed me in the psychiatric ward. I mean, I'm sorry, that sounds horrible. I didn't mean to say it like that, I'm sorry. But it landed me in the hospital, and it's just, you guys don't need that, okay? So please stay strong, and remember, I love you. Pretty hard again. So, yeah, thanks.